Live. All right, so we are recording and going live. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, Reset Women. This is Lennon, and I'm the founder of Divine Reset. I'm so happy to be here with you this beautiful day, wherever you are in the world. I happen to be in Utah and had the first snow, well, for me, yesterday, and that was really exciting. If you don't know about Divine Reset, we are a group, it's a movement to help women feel empowered. And by feeling empowered, we desire that all women are able to connect with their divine. And no matter if your house is figuratively burning down, you will have peace and love for yourself and for everything around you. And that is my hope with this movement of Divine Reset. And so with that, we've started something that is called Inspiration Series. And every week we'll have a guest on who has a background and knowledge to teach you some skills to help you connect with your divine. And I can't think of a better thing than to connect with your divine through your intuition, because you have guidance and it's right there all the time. And some of you might be a little bit afraid of it. It may be very unfamiliar. You may not understand it fully. You may even be skeptical. So the guest that I have today is someone that I met it was this month, not that long ago.
It was earlier this month.
Yeah, just in Sedona, a wonderful place. And I'm so thrilled that we have this opportunity to have Moira Hutchison. She is based in Canada and she travels all over. I am one of her students, and I'm loving what I'm learning, and she is so gifted. And as a little child, she knew that she had special gifts. And so she has developed a curriculum, if I can say that will help teach people exactly how to listen, how to develop their intuition. And I love your style, Moira. You're just taking baby steps, and also just the understanding, your explanation of how to develop it. And it's fabulous. So I am so grateful. We have about 17 minutes or so, and I would love for you just to take it away. And if I have questions, I will ask you. So with that, Moira Hutchison, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. It's such an honor to be here, and I'm very grateful. I really resonate with your mission and what you shared here, Lennon, because like you said, I believe we are all intuitive people. Everybody is intuitive. So often people will come to me and say, oh, they'll come to somebody like me to ask for insights, or they might come for a tarot card reading because they do not believe that they have access to their own inner wisdom or their own insights. And so what I want to share with your listeners, is it's about getting in touch with your intuition is number one, trust. Number one, you just have to trust. You may not know exactly what the best way you receive your insights, but if you could just say, I trust that it's there. I may not know what it is, but then start watching how do you speak about things? Like if I'm explaining something to you, do you start saying, I see what you're saying? Do you start saying things like, I hear what you're saying? Or I feel what you're saying? Watch how you communicate. Just observe. Because what I just did, so if I say, I see what you say, chances are I may have some inner vision or clairvoyant type of gift. I may see imagery as part of, that's how my intuition gives me my wisdom. Or if I hear, then I might have clairaudient gifts. If I feel, I might have clairsentient gifts. And this is something I go into in great depth about helping people find out what is their favorite way. The other way that you can do it for yourself is check in with yourself. And I'm going to say a word to you in a moment. And what I want you to do is just see what is the first thing that comes up when I say this word. So the word I'm going to choose is beach. Take a deep breath and then just see what happened there. Did you remember a time when you were there and it was really warm and you could feel the warmth? Or did you have a sense of excitement because it was playtime? Or did you hear sounds like the waves on the beach? So all of these are kind of guiding you or giving you a bit of insight into how do you receive your messages of guidance in the best way. Does that make sense, Lennon?
It makes perfect sense.
Good. And so see, when we start having these types of things going on, then it's about exercising them, because intuition is like a muscle. So I said to you at the beginning, we all have it, but it's then time to start practicing it. I'm a great believer in journaling. I think journaling is a great way to start really deepening that aspect of you. So journaling, having a time every day, even if it's just 5 minutes, where you just allow your attention to come in, and you can focus on your breathing. You could even do some mantras. You could say, I'm a great believer in mantras because they help you stay focused on what you want to. Because all too often our thinking mind will carry us off way faster than we can stay centered. And so, I'm sorry, did you say something then?
No, I'm just raising my hand. That's me.
Oops,
my thinking mind.
Internet connection's going.
Can you see me okay?
I can see you okay.
Okay.
I think we just lost internet connection a wee bit there.
Okay. It's okay.
And
go on.
So what I was saying is about, can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. It feels like it's getting a bit choppy on us at the moment. Can you see me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay. Our video is getting a bit sticky, that's all. But I will just continue if you can hear me still. Yeah. So what I was trying to say is about, sometimes we can get so stuck in our thinking mind that we forget to take a step behind that. Because here's the thing about how to discern when a thought or a feeling is your intuition, or if it's just a fear-based thinking process or belief, stuck on a belief from the past. So I want to help your listeners see there's a difference between limiting beliefs and intuition. Intuition is always going to be based in love. It's always going to feel like a warm hug. It's going to feel loving, nurturing. It's going to, sometimes intuition, like an intuitive hit might be something that you say, well, I don't really want to face this about myself, but you feel enveloped in love. You see what I'm saying? So it's always going to be based in love. Now, the other thing about intuitive thoughts or ideas is they just seem to land. They just suddenly, they're there. You know something, you heard something, you felt something. Whereas something that's a limiting belief, it could be related to the thing you just heard or you said or you experienced, right? So, and also it could be based in a limited viewpoint. So that's a really good way to just check in. Is this based in love? Is this insight, idea, does it feel like it has my highest good? And then the other part of it too is that an intuitive insight feels kind of neutral. It's not good or bad, right or wrong, or having an agenda. So those are two really key. Actually, that was three. So three pieces that you can check in to see, is this an intuitive insight? Did it just suddenly plop on your lap, just suddenly came up? And it can be something as simple as you hear a word. you overhear a conversation, and all of a sudden they use a word that lands for you, and you go, oh my God, there's my answer, or there's my direction. That can be intuitive insights landing. So it lands just kind of without any strain or trying to figure something out. The other one is that it is neutral. It has no agenda. It's not trying to propel you in a specific way. And then the third one, and this is really, really important, is that it feels nurturing, loving. If you have all three of those, then you can journal, you can ask, you can actually almost ask questions, you can dialogue with that aspect of you, right? So if you got a sign that said, that's a good direction for you, then you could say, what do I need to further enhance that? And see what comes up. Do you get is there another intuitive download that happens for you on that? But there's a really key question that I really encourage you to start using to tap into this awareness. And that is, how do I feel about myself here? So what I'm doing, so let's say you're with some new people, or you're entertaining a new project or a new opportunity. Just pause for a moment and ask, how do I feel about myself saying yes to this or saying no to this? How do I feel about myself interacting with this person? And what you're looking for is, sometimes you might get an insight into, well, I feel nervous, I'm not sure if I can make this. But underneath that, there's a sense of, oh my God, this is so amazing. I'm so excited. That right there is you tapping into your intuitive awareness that then says, let's do this. So fear is not always the best thing, because sometimes fear is like, oh my gosh, look at what an exciting opportunity, or I never thought I could be that big or bold, or and so this is why that question is so important. How do I feel about myself? I've used this with clients too. Like they may, you might be in the company of somebody who all the words that are coming out of their mouth are sounding right, but you have a little just an off balance feeling. You might feel a little bit nervous, or something's just not right, and you don't have words for it, but you're just kind of like, well, I feel a little bit edgy, a bit nervous. That's your intuition saying, this isn't a good fit for you. So like I said, it's not right or wrong. It's just, this is your guidance. And so this is what I'm encouraging your community. I actually encourage everybody to do that, is to exercise that, because it's really important too, because all too often, and I know I've done this before, where I might be in the company of somebody or saying yes to something, and I get this little nervous sort of thing of like, oh, I'm not sure if this is right. And then my head kicks in and says, you're limiting yourself, and nonsense, go along with it. Every time that I do something like that, I find out that first impression was the right one. And so that's the other part about exercising this intuitive muscle for yourself, is to acknowledge the insights that you land with. So in this example that I'm kind of painting, you may be in a situation where you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Your spidey senses say there's something a little bit off here. And of course, society or protocols were not going to allow for you to suddenly stop the conversation or quit whatever it is you're doing. But the key piece here is, in your mind, to acknowledge, I just felt something. I just saw that. I felt that. And here's why that's so important to do, is because you're creating that relationship with your divine essence. That's what intuition is. You're tapping into your divinity. You're hearing the messages from your higher self. And Lennon, it's awesome that we're having this conversation now, because we're still in 2019. The energy of 2019 is a 3 from a numerology point of view. So some people call that like the Holy Trinity, the head, but I've been talking about it as head, heart, and higher self. So this is the best way to tap into your intuition, is what does your head say? And then what does your heart say? So you drop down, right? Your head says more of this or less of that. I wonder if this is the right choice. And you come down into your heart and see what's your heart say. Your heart doesn't chatter like your mind does. So you come into your heart, and that opens up the gateway to receive your insights from your higher self. Your higher self's always kind of sitting on your shoulder saying, go that way, make that choice. Here's an opportunity. This is good. That's not so good.
Yeah, with everything.
Everything. Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely.
Even what to wear.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything.
Even what to wear is a brilliant example of how do I feel about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If I feel confident, I feel good, I feel comfortable, then there's your answer. Mm-hmm. So this is just about creating a little bit of space and nurturing yourself. This whole thing about getting in touch with your intuition is about loving and honoring the multi-layered aspects of you. Does that make sense?
It makes beautiful sense. And you explain
Awesome.
it so beautifully.
Wonderful. I love this and I live this. I think it's, and that's what I'm really hoping that if nothing else, that people take away from this, that you can do this. You can, even if it's just something simple as putting your hand over your heart, taking a deep breath and saying, what would you have me do? And watch, just watch what shows up for you. There are so many fun exercises and ways that I can help people do this. I actually realized that I interrupted myself earlier when I was talking about breathing mantras. Breathing mantras are really, really powerful ways of helping you stay focused in the moment, and you can choose them based on what's going on for you. So what I mean by using a mantra is, and you just do all this all in your head. So on a full in-breath, in your mind, you say, I am. And then on a full out-breath, you say a word that's going to deal with whatever it is you're working through. So let's say you feel a wee bit ungrounded. Then you might just be, breathe in, I am, breathe out, here. Breathe in, I am, breathe out, here. Now, while you're doing that, you won't be listening to any of those doubts or the limiting beliefs that can kind of start to derail your ability to receive your own intuitive insights. So doing that, I am here, you could be doing that, I am here, and then have insights just completely land for you in that moment. The other part, actually, I have a post-it note sitting right here, because I've been working with the different chakras. So I am here is a grounding mantra, right? So it's claiming the right to be here. And then if you want to be a little bit more creative, or you're working on some sacral issues, you can say, I am worthy, right? Breathe in, I am, breathe out, worthy. The other one, and this is one I find a lot of people need help with, is the solar plexus. Because when we're looking at intuition and who we are and can we trust our messages, it's when we get out of that sense of trust that we are feeling like we're not enough. And so that's the mantra for the solar plexus is, I am, breathe in, I am, breathe out, enough. And that one, I find that one really, really important. In fact, the ring that I wear on this finger is engraved with I am enough. And maybe that could just be something that you put on a post-it note. Always remember, right here, right now, you are enough. Whether you're comparing yourself to somebody else, or you're thinking, I wish I could be more intuitive, or can't trust my intuition, take a deep breath and come into this moment and understand that you actually are enough. Just right here and right now, as you are. And then the other two, the heart and the throat. So heart is I am love, and throat is I am heard. I didn't say one for the crown, but if you did need to work on the crown, you could use things like I am wise, or I am wisdom, then there's so many that you can do in here. Like you can say, I am kindness, I am prosperity, I am abundant, whatever your energy is needing. And so I just encourage you to play with them. And so in what that does is helps you stay present, stay aware, and opens you up to your own inner guidance, and then allows you to feel into that loving hug of your own higher self, which is what's trying to guide you and help you with this.
Oh, that's perfect. I'm taking a lot of notes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. I absolutely love this. And Lennon, I'd be happy to give you an attachment that we can put with your Facebook Live here. I have a PDF that actually lists out the limiting beliefs and the intuitive. So just to help people discern between what is a limiting belief and what is intuition. So if your group would be into that, I'd be happy to make that available to you.
That would be lovely. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, for sure. Because as you were talking, that is one thing that I was thinking, that just like you said, the chatter in your mind,
mm-hmm.
We get so used to what is going on here.
Absolutely.
For a lot of reasons. We've just developed that more, and we've turned to that more because it's a lot safer in a sense, rather than dealing with everything else.
Absolutely. But it's safer, but it's also, in the Western world, we're conditioned that way.
Yeah.
In the Eastern world, it's not so much. They're more into the connecting with higher self and yes. Doing meditations every day. But in the Western world, it's not that way. And so that's a little bit that we need to get through and just acknowledge. I'm not sharing this information to say you're bad or you're limited or you're wrong because you buy into those stories. We all do. We all have that little inner critic, saboteur voice. In fact, I remember back probably, it was 2004 when I started deeply studying energy work and being an energy healer. And I can remember learning a technique and having this argument in my head saying I was making it up. I could feel a person's energy field, and I was using my hands and was following the energy, and all of a sudden this voice comes up for me, you're making up. Wow. So I'm sharing that because we all do it. I'm happy to say that I don't do that so much to myself anymore because I do trust. Yeah. But it's continually doing it and forgiving yourself, or just letting it go when that inner critic comes up.
Yeah.
It's just there. We just dial the volume down a wee bit, right?
Yes. Thank you very much for being on. And I think the first thing that you said at the beginning about trust, I want to challenge all of the listeners to just let go of any inhibitions.
Yeah.
Any fears you might have, if you're a control freak and you want to be in control of things, yes. And this is an unknown for you, I really challenge you just to really let go and feel some love, try to bring it into your heart, and then just trust. That was perfectly said. And thank you so much again. If anybody wants to reach out to you, I'm sure the PDF has your contact info.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's perfect. And I'm loving our sacred sounding board.
I'm so happy. Sessions. I'm so grateful that you're in that group.
Well, I'm so impressed with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
That so much for your time and your knowledge. And I would love to just tell you, have a wonderful future with what you are doing in helping the world.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to being part of what your mission is too.
Thank you. Thanks, Moira. Well, goodbye, everybody. And if you have any questions, please be sure to comment. Tell us what your thoughts are and keep us informed. Let us know what what's holding you back, if you have any questions, and we will respond and help you out. Thank you. Take care.
Lennon. Bye. Yay.
Thank you.
My pleasure. That was fun.
Thank you.